help you. Anyways, so today's class we are going to do little different. So today's class 6. Uh, all right. So today's class 6, and today's class we'll be doing little bit of a little different thing, not what we have been doing so far. So today's class mainly will be focusing on um, plotting. So I will introduce you to a plotting software or a Python package called matplotlib. So different people teach this at different stages. So some people usually uh, usually do it at the last stages when all the basic structures are over. Then matplotlib has been taught, whereas I feel like it was going a little slow, so we should learn plotting a little bit. So I'll show you how people usually plot in Python. And so let's start. So whenever we are importing any packages to Python which are not a default packages, we have to import. So import keyword is used whenever the package is not a default package is in Python and you are importing. So import matplotlib. So here I will just import the package pyplot. So you might not understand at this stage, but later you will understand that matplotlib has several other packages also. So mostly for most of the cases we'll use matplotlib.pyplot for our plotting purpose. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. No, thanks. Okay, good. Nobody pointed it out. Strange. Okay, so you can see matplotlib. So import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. So you can give it your name also. So I can give as swastik or whatever, doesn't matter. So I just don't want to write every stage matplotlib.pyplot. I just want to write it in shortcut .plt. That's why I'm writing plt. So you can, it doesn't mean you can write as p also, it will still run. Okay. Yeah, so it will still run. It's not going to worry you anything. So I'll write PLT only because that's a standard thing. So let's plot something. So we haven't plotted anything yet. We have done a course on Python, but still now this is going to be our first plot. Okay, so let's say x is equals to, look, let's say okay. Suggest me two variable names. What should I plot? What versus what? Any idea? Anyone?
Pressure versus volume.
Pressure versus volume. Okay, or maybe, okay, let's go something similar. Okay, I'll show you. Let's say I'm plotting year. So year 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. I'll come to the pressure plot also, don't worry. 2004 and 2005. Okay, I have 5 years, and now let's say petrol prices. So these are approximate values. I don't know what it is. So 45, 46, 78, 51, 56. How many I put? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 62, 67. So now after, so can anyone tell me what is the data type of this? What data type is this? Can anyone? What is the data type? Can anyone tell me in the chat box? Fast. Okay, good. So this is list. Good. So that means you people have been following the class. Okay, so this is a list. So if I plot plt dot plot year comma this, so it will show me the plot. So you can see how 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, and 2005. So remember this format of plt dot plot is x comma y. So you have x-axis and y-axis. In this way it plots. So let this be our basic thing to start off. So let's say I want to level it. I want to level the axis. So plt dot x level. So I want to write it here. Okay. So you can see it showing here plt dot y level. It will let's say petrol price, and then it will show me like this. So basically this is a simple plot which I have shown how to plot in Matplotlib. Now let's say I don't want this to be plotted in this fashion. I want it as separate data points. So what I will do is that, okay, one more suggestion: whenever you are plotting, just always write plt.show. So in some cases this function is necessary to show all the plots that are present, right? So now I want to plot it plt.scatter. So if I, you can see what are the changes in year comma pp. Okay, so if I plot, you can see now the line is gone. Now it has only this blue dots, right? So whenever you want to plot a scatter plot or you want to see the trend, you can use this plot to do it. Now let's say I want to check something. One more parameter I have diesel price, let's say DP. Okay, and in the sense it is 34, 36, 39 and 43, 47, 52. Okay, so now I have, let's say, diesel prices. So if I want to plot both of them, so let's say plt dot scatter year comma diesel prices. Okay, then I should not label, I should mention it as price. And then if I plot it, you can see the colors are separate. So the blue line represent the this thing, the petrol prices, whereas the orange line represent the diesel prices. Now, how will you know that both of them represent the separate entity? So for that, I'll come, but let me show you how this looks in a line plot. So that, any questions up till now? Anyone? No questions, good. So, all right, so this should be DP. And if I plot it, so you can see I have two separate lines here. One represents the petrol and the other represents the diesel. Now, if I want to level it, so level, let's say this is diesel. And you have to write here plt dot legend. So it will show you which one is diesel. So if I want to label it here, this should, let's say, petrol. And then if I want to plot it, then it will show me petrol here, and this is diesel. So this is how the level function works. If you want to level your data here, you can do it. The same thing you can do it for the scatter plot also. So if you want to label here, so let's say label petrol and label diesel. So you can see that you should be able to level both the data points uniquely and separately. So this is what, these are very basic things that I'm showing you, but remember, this comes very handy when you have different data types to deal with. And so yeah, this is one of the things. So now I want to show you something else. So let's say you want to color the data points on your choice. So K stands for black in Python. So, and how will you know? I will show you. No one is a magician. So color here, I want to make it red. So you can see I can mark the data points according to the color I want, according to way I want to label. So now let's say where will you find these colors? So in internet you can just simply search matplotlib colors, and you should get the color combination. So you can see here in this page, I will send the link to everyone. So B stands for blue, green, yellow, black, white. So if you just write color equals to this, then you should be able to get the particular color. Now let's say you do not have the color, you can make your own color also. How much strength you want for the color, or whatever international codes for colors are available, you can make it. So this I leave it to you to check the colors, but for me, I just use the basic colors that I needed for my work. But if anybody wants any particular color that is available, you can check the numbers of the color in hexadecimal string, and then you can just simply write it like this, and you should be able to get a color. So yeah,
Sir,
yeah.
I'd like to ask, whenever before you haven't mentioned the name of the color, just like K, that is black or
Ha.
red, then why it was taking by default as orange and blue?
Oh yeah, so Python has a different default sequences of color here. So usually blue is the default color, and the other, for the first color, whenever you plot in Python, is blue. Blue is always the default color. The second color is picked up mostly randomly. Uh, it's not random, but it depends on the version of Python that you are using. But so it will. If you have 3 parameter set or 4 parameter set, all 4 parameter set colors will be unique. It's not going to be same. So Python by itself makes sure that both the data points, or if you have n number of data points, then n number of data points should have different n number of colors. So that's how it works. It's by default it is set.
Sir,
Yeah.
if I want to plot these petrol and diesel prices in different plots,
Yes.
how can we then make that whenever I am writing this plt.scatter, when we are using scatter, suppose plt.scatter just for ERPP and plt.scatter in ERDP, it is showing the change in the price in a same plot. But
Yes, I wanted to show it in a same plot. That's why it's showing in a same plot. So if you want to show it in a different plot, just make a different. So you want 2 separate plots or 2 side-by-side plots. So it depends on your choice. So let's say I want to remove this and then I want to plot it here. So in that case, it should show me as separate plots. So once I have used plt.show command, so that means whatever it, so why this plt.show command is important, I was going to tell later, but anyways, you asked the question, so I'll give you answer. So whatever commands are there till before plt.show, it will be treated as a single plot, right? So this x level will be for this plot only, this y level will be for this plot only, and after plt.show, if you write plt.something, again that will be treated as a separate plot. So you can see here for this second plt.scatter, I do not so the labels are not marked, neither the legends, right? So you can see that this is not marked because this is after the plt.show. So that's why this are treated as a separate plots. So but this is not the way how you should be doing separate plots. I'll come to that. So in maybe today or next class. So there is something called access.subplot. So in that case, you can put the plots, you can use the plots the way you want to figure it out. So I'll come to that maybe today or maybe next class, right? So give me some time. So I'll just come to it. Yeah, somebody asked a question, why do we use plt.legend? So plt.legend will show the level of this. So if you do not use you can see here it's showing petrol, right? I'll just show you again. So just a second. So you can see here, if I do not use plt.legend, it will not be showing the legend. So you can see it's just showing the dots. So if you do not use a legend, you will So let's say a third party is viewing the data and he or she doesn't have any information about the data. So by just, if you do not label your data, then it is not possible to understand what does each particular point stands for. So that's why you need to have a label or a legend in your plots, right? So any more questions anyone is having, or else I'll move forward. No questions, right? So all right, so this is what we get for this. So now remember, these are all okay. I wanted to show something else here. So now your task is that so here the points are dots, right? I want to make it star. How do I do that? So I'll just send you a material by today or tomorrow, or maybe I'll send it and you have to go through it and give me the answer in the next class. How do I uh, how do I make these dots different? It need not be star or anything. So there has to be some command here and you have to put it and you should be able to do it, right? So that's not going to be very difficult. So that's it. So now let's move to another problem. So let's say I want to plot okay, so just a second. Oh no, what happened? Okay, yeah, now I want to plot a histogram. So in that case, what should I do? Let's say I want to plot a histogram of petrol prices, right? So you can see here. So in this case, the histogram is not very well visible because of my data point is very small. I just wanted to show you. So in between 45 to 46, or in this lab, there are only 2 data points. You can see here as it is clear. In 50 to 55, there is only 1 data point, and 50 to 56 there is 1 data point. So you can see this is just a rough histogram. So if I want to make a good histogram, let's say let's say I want a histogram with different bins or something like that, then what should I do? Just give me a second. Shift to the side. So now let's say I want to make a good histogram, and so there are so the first function that is there is bins. So okay, I need a good data actually, not this won't work well. So let's take a data, or let's generate data randomly. No, let's take a data only. So uh, what data should I take? Corona cases maybe, or something like that. Think randomly and I'll just put numbers, or whatever, how much I can, I'll just put it. Okay, so this is just a test data just to show you people how it usually works. So now I want to plot a histogram on how many um numbers are occurring. So you can see here. Uh, okay. Okay, so you can see here this is capital, that's why it's not showing. So I just made it randomly, and you can see it just gives me a random histogram. It does not convey any message, but you can see the numbers between 4 to 5 occurs around 8 times. I don't know, you have to count it. So now I want to make this histogram little better. How do I make it? So there are several functions, but I will just show you some of these functions of the histogram. So another task will be find out different features of plt dot hist, right? So I'll just show you some of the basic features which uh, which I'll show you. So let's say bin. So bin means how many number of bins. So I think all of you know what histograms is and what bin is. So if is there anybody who does not know bin, then I'll explain. But other than that, I think every one of you should know what does bin means. So all right, it should be bins most probably. All right, so it's not working. So bins means how many way I want to divide my data. So if I want to make two bins, so it will just divide 0 to 8 into two blocks. So between 0 to 4, I have around 8 numbers, and between 4 to 8, I have around 80 numbers approximately. So let's say I want to divide this data into three bins, and you can see how it gets divided. So now I want to divide the data into four bins, and then you should get four separate blocks. So this is how bin works. The bin function usually gives you this it makes your data point the way you want to visualize it. And then let's say I'll take 8 bins, and then it should show me all separately: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So this is how it works. All right, so let's so I guess all of you understand the function of bin, so that's good. So now let's look into some more type. So let's say uh, density is not required in Python 3, so that function is deprecated. That I didn't think so. What else? Okay, so one more thing which I missed in the previous class, or maybe in this previous plot. If you want to plot it log, then you have to make it plt dot uh, xscale uh, xcale, and you have to make it log, or whichever scale you want to make it log, you should be able to make it log. So this is how you make any axis in log scale. You want to, if you want to make y axis in log, so you should be able to make log. So that's how it works. uh, yeah, so here also you should be able to make the things log. So other things are more or less similar. So you want to color the histogram, so you can just color it red, so it should show up as a red histogram. Most of the functions are same. If you want to level the histogram, so let's say label it in, say, orange, and plt dot legend, and it should show up here. So even if you want to plot two histograms together, which I have shown in the previous case, so let me just corona and something corona 1, and just take anything, doesn't matter, not 55. And then if you want to plot another histogram here, plt dot hist, and the bins I'm not giving. Color I want lime maybe, and label is, let's say, lime. And if you want to plot again, corona 1, okay, sorry. So you can see here that I am plotting two plots simultaneously. So I can do that in plt.plot, plt.scatter, plt.level, plt.hist also. So if I specify the number of bins here, let's say bins equals to 4, and then if you run it, so you can see this is how it comes out. But you have to make it, choose the color combination and other terms in such a way that both the histograms are visible. So most scientific cases you should be careful with that, right? So here I'm just showing you an example, but you have to choose the colors and the level of colors in such a way that it turns out to be uh, like both the histograms are visible. So here we learned three types of uh, plotting today. So one is plt.scatter, then we learned plt.level, and then finally we learned how to plot a histogram from a given set of data. So now what type of, so Python matplotlib offers you different types of plotting interfaces. So if there's something else you want to plot, you can plot it. So let me show you how to, okay, one more thing. So here if you put plt.grid, so it should show you grids in the plot. So if you want grid in the plot, so any here also if you want grids, so you can just write plt.grid and it will show you grids in the plots if you want. So there are different features which matplotlib offers to you in terms of plotting. So you have to keep on trying getting uh, different ways to uh, beautify your plot or something like that. So here again I'll show you one more example where you should be able to plot two uh, two plots together in a same figure. So let's say markdown. Okay. Okay. So all right. So let's say I want to plot two things. I want to plot a damped curve and a sine curve, maybe, or a damped oscillation and an undamped oscillation. Let's say I want to plot it. So um, of course, so does anyone know the formula of damped oscillation and undamped oscillation here? Anyone from physics? Anybody wants to try? Okay, fine. So, okay, those are not from physics. You can just imagine these are two separate plots which I'm plotting, and it's like uh, there are two plots. How to arrange two plots? That's what I'm showing you. So let's say I want to plot in the range uh, 0 to 5. Okay, and all right. So the first one is x1. Let's say I haven't shown numpy, right? Yeah, so sorry, somebody muted me maybe, or I got muted. Yeah, so here this np.line space means that you are like plotting in this range. So if you remember the range function, don't need to know what numpy is now, but just follow the class what I'm, uh, you can hear me now, right, everyone? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So yeah, so just don't need to worry what numpy is. I'll just for the sake of this problem, I just think that you know what numpy is. We dot cos 2 into yeah, just a second. For the undamped one, you should not have this. That's what. All right. So this should work. Yeah, that's fine. So now I want to plot it. So let's say if I want to plot it, plt dot plot maybe x1 comma x comma y1, then I should get the equation for damping. Yeah, so this is how equation for damping looks like. And let's say normal undamped equation should look like this. So x2 and y2, and then you should have an equation like this. So this is the equation for the undamped motion, but this is just a rough approximation. So but I want to plot both this plot together, maybe up and down simultaneously. So how do I do that? So in that case, so that is what I'm gonna teach you today. So uh, NP stands for numpy. Forget whatever numpy is. I just have two equation and I just plotted them. That's it. You can think it like that way. So now, how do I plot both the plots together in the same plot, or maybe sidewise, or left right? So in that case, I will use something called axis dot subplot. So there is a package in matplotlib. So that is called axis dot subplot, which will help you to plot two figures the way you want to plot it. So I'll just show one example so that you people become familiar with. So the syntax for it is that you write fig. Fig means the figure, and then you define axis. So ax1 comma ax2. So when I'm writing axis, it means that so there are two axes. So this is ax1 and then ax2. So first axis corresponds to your first plot, whichever is your first plot, your choice, doesn't matter. So this plot, let's say this is my first plot, and let's say this is my second plot. So ax1 will correspond to my first plot, whereas ax2 will correspond to my second plot. If you have three plots, then you will have ax3. If you have four plots, then you have so on, ax1, ax2, ax3, ax4. So it depends on number of plots. And then you have plt dot subplots, and then you define the way you want to put the plots here. So here, for example, I will show 2 comma 1. So you will understand what does this mean. So after a minute only you will understand. And then let's plot the first thing. So first plot is, let's say, ax1 dot plot. Right. So there we were using plt.plot. If you see here, I was using plt.plot. So now in case of plt, I have defined, since I cannot use plt because they are two separate. So either I have to use plt1 or plt2, which like we have to define it. So here I have defined ax1 and ax2. So ax1.plot, if you do it, and then x1 comma x2, and then you take ax2 comma plot. Sorry, not x1, y1, and x2 comma y2, and if you plot it, then you can see I'm getting the plot. One is up, one is down. So if you want to plot it 2 comma 2 structure, and so it's not showing it. So this is the grid basically. So you have four plots, 1 2 3 4. So this is 1 comma 1, this is 2 comma 1, this is 1 comma 2, and this is 2 comma 2, right? So if I make it 1 comma 2, so you can see my both the plots are put together. Let me explain once more why 2 comma 2 did not work. So you can see here there are four boxes here, right? So name this box row wise. This box is row wise 1, column wise 1, right? So if I have only one plot, so that default number should be 1 comma 1. So now let's say I have only two plots. So in that case, I want 1 comma 1 is my default. So that will always be there because one plot will always be there for plotting, right? So this comes only when you have more than one plot. So if you have one plot, then that is fine. If you have two plots, so if you want it 2 comma 1, so it will come this and this. If you want 1 comma 2, then this will come this and this. Now my question is, if you have three plots, you try it out, how does it work? So that's another task for you. So if you have three plots, how do you arrange it? And if you have four plots, just you put 2 comma 2 and then all the four plots will appear in this way. So let's do it 2 comma 1, right? So you can see here that all both my plots are coming here. So now let's make it little, it's looking little odd, so let's make it little good. So first thing is that I can label the points individually. So for doing that, I want to mark it O, the points. So if I want to O with a line, so if you put the symbol, it will mark it as O with the line. So it will just show you the points which it is flowing through. Here also I wanted to mark the same thing. So O minus should give you this. Yeah, so you can see here, so this comes in this way and this comes in this way. And now I want to label it. So plt dot x level, this is time, and plt dot this x level. So I have two, you can see I have two axes here. So one is this and one is this. So I cannot use a single y level. So in that case, I have to use separate level. So what was my axis here? So ax2. So let's say I want to mark the first axis ax1. So the command here is ax1, and then you have to write dot set underscore, if you want x level or y level, whatever level. So I want y level here, set y level, and here ax1 is damped, damp.